Welcome back to Pokémon Stadium 2, and time for the final cup, the Prime Cup, returning from Pokémon Stadium 1. The cup where everything goes, and all levels are allowed, and all 1,252 Pokémon are allowed.
So what you're telling me, Pedro, is that the only rule is...
There are no
rules.
Yes. Well, aside from the usual generic Pokémon rules, but yeah. And here's the last. Go ahead, Lips.
I guess it's BRB.
Confidence in myself.
Yeah.
Last Terry.
Yeah.
Yeah, Terry's usually a male name around here. I'm guessing they wanted to.
You're still generals. Okay, not to be fair. No. Fun fact: Terry is the name that's given in my country to one of the Sinnoh Elite Four, the woman who specializes in Earth type.
Well, there you go then.
Terry over here is a unisex name.
Alright.
It's not cultural differences and the like. So
Again, it's only
That's why I
started-
said over here.
It only started with Gen 2 because in Gen 1, all the gym leaders and Elite Four were actually kept with the names that the English version got. So Lieutenant Surge, Blaine, and also forth. But starting with Gen 2 onward, for some reason they decided to change the names of the named trainers, and I don't really understand why. They didn't really feel the need, and the names they came out with. Sometimes they were a bit similar to the Japanese version, maybe that was the thought process, but other times they were just completely on their own. Sometimes it was a fun to reflect what the character did, but a lot of the times they were just normal names.
Alright, since Azumarill or Azumarette is a water Pokemon, I decided to switch to Lugia. Sorry. I got a shit ton of special defense. Yeah. There you go. Ha, paralyzed. Alright, that should be enough. Now I should attack first, and we're done. Well, with this Pokemon at least. There we go. And go ahead. No. Sorry, lass. Alright.
Oh, they actually give us an actual bleating sound effect, stock sound effect.
Well, there you go. Alright, now...
Yeah, it seems weird. Some of the Pokemon seems to be retaining their original cries, others just have some sort of something similar equivalent to it. It's never consistent on the front either.
Well, from what I can tell, the cries in these games are just higher fidelity versions of the Game Boy game's cries, I think. I can tell that if you bring a Pikachu, if you connect the Pokemon Yellow game to these games, the Pikachu you get from that game will say Pikachu with the actress speaking and everything. So they did code for that.
The thought occurs, in the world of Pokemon, it's incredibly easy to discover a new species and know their name because, according to the anime, they speak their name.
That is true.
Maybe the humans barely don't have much imagination just to go with that.
Which that begs the question, Joe, because there are certain Pokemon that don't say their name. Like, for example, if I remember correctly,
Reggie Rock.
Yeah. How did they come up with
Reggie
those?
speaks his name.
Okay, some of them do. Sometimes they do. If you pay attention, they do sometimes mention that.
I guess.
It's just that it's lost in the garbleness of the pinball sound effects.
Again. Reggie says his name clearly.
With a forget the name. Go ahead, Viv, I'm sorry.
No matter if I win or not.
Dubstep,
Oh my god, she knows. They're all just code in a game, so it doesn't matter whether she wins or loses.
Because we're all living in a simulation and free will is a lie.
Of course.
Go ahead, too.
Hiya! I'll drop you before you can say... Ooh?
So you're going to get me with ghost types? No, fighting types.
He means like I'll whip you before you can even notice. Too.
Wait, hold on. Isn't Wobbuffet part ghost?
No, psychic.
No, he's psychic.
Psychic.
Oh.
It's a curveball,
He's
Jova.
specialized in countering, so
Yeah.
I guess.
It would have made sense if he said boo if he had like a surprise ghost type on the team, but
Also, gotta love that naming convention. It just shortens to the last bit of her name, so we have quite literally an ape named Ape. What is this, George of a Jungle?
oh my god! So we got the top king.
There you go, Dwebs. It's just the last half of the names. That's it.
How imaginative.
Chanley, Buffet Ape.
Mm-hmm. Basically. Yeah. And yeah, the Prime Cup Stadium is indeed the higher fidelity version of the Prime Cup Stadium from the previous game. So nice touch there. There you go.
Hiya!
Okay,
Hey,
so
Wobbuffet is the kind of Pokemon that literally induces you to underestimate it.
yeah, Wobbuffet to me is incredibly annoying because like
That's it.
his entire thing is just mirror coat and counter.
Yeah.
So
And somehow the AI knows exactly what kind of moves he will throw.
Maybe it's the game's way of teaching you how to use these Pokemon.
he also does safeguard to make sure he protects himself from special effects.
Well, fun fact, apparently the real Wobbuffet is the tail, the main body is just a decoy apparently. Which, don't ask me how that... what a wasted effort.
I guess he didn't want to try using counter.
Go, Lee!
Fuck.
Your Tyranitar is not really in a good position when it comes to fighting types, Pedro.
I know. I wasn't expecting him to switch Wobbuffet out. So
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
That's way back.
It would be funny if it gets to a point where everyone just keeps switching Pokemon so that they can get a type advantage.
mm-hmm.
The attack, but it failed.
Yep. The Tet is one of those moves too where you lock onto the. No, it's to lock onto an
Oh my
enemy.
god!
What a
Is this
wasted
actually?
effort.
Oh my god! Is this actually going to be a bout of musical Pokemon?
Yep. It seems like it. Okay, fuck it.
Brilliant.
Okay,
I
fuck
could do
it.
all day,
Let's just wing this. Otherwise, we're not.
literally.
Get it?
I'll be right
Cause
back.
Lugia.
Oh, never mind. I actually am going to change again.
Okay, here we go again.
Musical Pokemon. Let's go.
It would seem that for some reason the two trainers are just content to swap their Pokemon in and out instead of actually getting on with the damn battle.
Why are you using Safeguard again? It's still in effect. Well, now it isn't, but whatever.
Oh.
Spammer.
Okay.
So what now?
Fuck it. Let's just... yeah.
Light him up.
Well, now he's burned at least, so there's that.
And there it is.
There it is.
Mirror coat.
Fucking piece of shit.
Oh!
Fortunately, now he's burned, so now I can just patiently await.
Then he feeds him a berry to heal the burn.
No,
Imagine, just that for these occasions.
if he had a burnt berry, he would have used it already, so no.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Mirror Coat is a pretty awesome move.
Oh, never mind.
It's the special attack equivalent to counter. God, a wasted effort.
Yep, I was right. Another Poke Switch.
Again, for
Also,
reason-
wasted
yeah.
effort. But dude, you have the advantage so far, technically.
Yeah.
So now what, Pedro?
I think.
If I remember correctly, I'm just
Gonna
going.
swap him out for Lugia, aren't you?
I'm pretty confident I am. Let me see. I think I am. Oh. No. I guess I'm just gonna wing it.
Oh, you're actually sending entire.
Oh yeah. That's what I did.
Dodging attack.
No. I used my cheat to give myself another win because, to be perfectly honest with you, I was now I remember I was getting tired of the game with the musical chairs, so I just gave myself the victory because I don't have the patience to keep doing this shit.
I was
Never
actually.
prosper.
I was actually interested to see where that battle was
This
going to
must be
go.
some sort of mistake, because it is!
yeah. No, sorry, my dude. You were cheated out of that victory.
I was. He was definitely.
Honestly, no, that's a shame. I was really interested to see where that match was gonna go.
Well, I can tell Jova that eventually I could just switch out to Lugia and just spam recover while he slowly burns. So I would have.
Actually, has a good team.
I would have won either way. But yeah, he does have a decent team. Yeah. Furo Ash,
Birds.
Izzard Ash, Glig Ash, Arrow Ash, Crow Ash, and Drio Ash.
I mean,
You know what's funny?
Sorry, go on.
He has a Pidgey in his sprite, but he doesn't have a Pidgeot in this team,
Yeah.
surprisingly.
There you go. There's another trainer that's apparently a big fan of Ash Ketchum.
I mean, he has a hero, which automatically makes him the incredibly up +1.
Indeed. All right, let's go with these three.
Hello.
Yeah.
Go time quickly, please.
Go to 11:30.
11:18.
Sure. Just wait a bit. Alright, go, Gligash.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, back third and
And click.
There you
High speed.
Interesting.
Sorry,
reading.
didn't Ash have a Gligar too at some point?
Yes, so it even evolved into Gliscor.
What? No way.
I can't believe this, yeah.
Alright, next Pokemon is... Tech Flight, Izzardash. Alright, so... I guess if I'm not correct, I think I'll use Thunderbolt. Yeah, Thunderbolt. There you go. Alright, there you go. Thunderbolt.
Bam.
What? Why? Why?
Because
Because I have a bigger stick than you. That's why.
that's what they were calling it.
Alright, so might as well stick with it and just use Thunderbolt. Or Ice Beam, whatever. Yeah, sure, might as well.
It feels weird seeing Lugia just loom over that poor tiny Pokemon like that. Right in time for the fainting.
Yeah. What? No way. Yeah. Wait, let's go again. That's not allowed?
Apparently not.
It appear not.
No, if you lose in a tournament, you're out of the tournament, Medu. You don't get to just ask for a rematch. That's not how it works.
That in the form of a question.
Alright, Jova, you can be this one, I guess. Study intensively, that makes me strong, making me make me even stronger by it or some shit.
Wait, did you not hear me?
Sorry, no, you cut out. Sorry.
That or I may have accidentally muted.
Whatever. Doesn't really matter. This is Floria instead of Flora. You think it would be Flora, but no, it's Floria.
What are you, Florida's daughter?
Stantans, Hypnans, Guttorans, Fablans, Rebelans, and Raffans.
What?
So Drebs, what?
Interesting names.
So Drebs, how about you rate these names?
This is like pig Latin for dummies.
Ants. Right there.
It's like the marketing for the first Ant-Man, where Paul Rudd and Michael Douglas slapped their knees.
Alright, moving on. Alright, this Stantler is a normal Pokemon, so might as well just do some good old-fashioned Psychics. Oh, goody. Ha! Missed.
But he missed.
But nobody came.
Mm-hmm.
A psychic blast. Hit, that was good. Oh, and down it goes.
How could this happen?
To me.
Because yeah, how could this happen to me? Oh.
I made my mistakes, got nowhere to run.
Literally because you're in a fight.
Yeah. Alright, Psychic. Bad form bringing in a fighting Pokemon against me.
Technically, that was working out for the second guy.
Mm-hmm.
1-2.
Man, you really love your hypnosis, don't you?
It's taking a snooze.
Is it now?
Beat it up now.
Alright, so what's your strategy? Since while I'm asleep. I mean, I don't think Poliwrath can run. Oh, just a simple surf. Okay.
As long as it works.
So her strategy boils down to hypnosis and then just do basic attacks that don't do that much damage.
It still won't wake up.
Well, Surf's, I guess.
How's that?
Oh no,
Surf's
she
up.
really just got me spamming Surf.
Apparently, yes, and yeah, my Lugias have a ton of special defense, so it's not particularly effective.
He's going for attrition.
There you go.
I do like that little bit that they make the Pokemon's eyelids flutter a bit when they come awake.
Like I said, Joe, but that's the big selling point. These awesome Pokemon animation, 3D animations.
There's only one Pokemon left to come out.
It's Pokemon in 3D.
Adversaries, let's go!
Gutto. What a stupid name for an executor. Like, gut. It seems like he's gutting something. Gutto-rance. It's just such a dumb. I'm matching with you on this one, though. This is such a dumb name. Like.
Gato, like that seems to be the name of a very minor supervillain of the Silver Age.
Yeah.
The one that like Captain Marvel fights in one issue and that's it.
Don't you
Like,
see?
I forgot the name. That villain that the Martian Manhunter fought in the 70s, I think, that had, flamethrower nipples. Yes, really. And then Grant Morrison was like, let's bring that for Final Crisis.
Floria looks really happy this year.
She's doing the whole. Well, I gained something more important. Experience. Go on.
This must mean that I still have much to learn.
See, she's looking at she's taking this in stride, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I like, well, yeah, of course.
Next up, Dwebs, you can be this guy.
Oh boy. Which is the key in fishing equipment or skill? The answer is both. Sorry, I read that a bit awkwardly, but fuck it.
That sounds fine to me. Gyarados, Mantish, Turnish, Quaggish, Dewish, and Nightish. Because
it's like you're saying, oh, this is a Dragon Knight-ish.
yeah.
Are these fully the Pokemon, or aren't they? Do you clone them like you did?
So this guy is Mewtwo? Mewtwo's the one that clones Pokemon.
Yeah. Mewtwo all along was just this guy. Or maybe he's the other Mewtwo from that Genesect movie everyone loves.
Indeed.
I don't remember if in the game the Pokemon ever, any Pokemon ever takes like a human form to purposely, come in contact with the human. And I mean the game's proper, I'm pretty sure there are like at least. Masters EX had an April Fool's event where a bunch of Dittos, essentially transforming to the occupants of the Pokémon Center of that game, but it was more again a joke more than anything.
Yep.
I believe Ditto can become human.
That's a dorkly sketch.
Oh god, that's
Well, no. Well, actually, believe it or not, Tio, Tio, it has actually happened in Detective Pikachu.
Again, not a mainline game.
I was actually talking about the movie.
Oh. It's been a while since I saw it.
She says you lost it. You lost it? Why? You've gone nuts. Alright. Water, electric. Quite the interesting combo of types.
I mean, lampreys like that are a common type of fish, and they do use the, the tactic of having a bioluminescent bait. So they went through that kind of logic.
Mm-hmm. Alright, moving on. Moving right down up. Turnish, like Turnish, like it sounds like it almost sounds like turnip. Like, alright, let's switch to a different Pokemon. Let's use Meganium.
What kind of remix is this? It sounds more like a track from Fantasy Tactics Advance.
I'm not complaining.
Who was the composer of this game? Let me see.
Hajime Wakai.
The composer from Ocarina of Time lives.
And most and all three Zelda games, and he was the sound director of Breath of the Wild. He's the big music guy of the Zelda series right now, since Koji Kondo doesn't really do much work for the Zelda series anymore.
There's a big HP difference between the two combatants. There's the attack. Oh, that was weak.
Giga Drain. There you go.
That's a hit.
Yeah, I'm looking up Hajime Wakai now. Yeah, he did some music for Zelda Breath of the Wild most recently.
Yeah. For Breath of the Wild, his main role was sound direction rather than composing, because much like Maito Yokota, the composer of the Galaxy games, he's now taking more of a directing position rather than composing.
A hot battle is unfolding.
There you go. It's
Was this the last Pokemon game that Miyamoto had a hand in producing?
Possibly.
Yeah, because that's the thing though. I honestly keep forgetting that Miyamoto was a producer for Pokemon games at some point.
Yeah. Well.
Okay, Dio, I've done a bit more digging, and it turns out that, yes, in both Ultra Sun and Moon, and in the anime, we have seen Dittos replicate humans.
I was mostly talking about the game, so I'll take Ultrasound or Moon, although that doesn't surprise me considering how already bizarre they are in a lot of their choices.
What's this?
Such a shame because they do something as awesome as bringing back all the previous evil team leaders, and yet the storyline that they do with that is not really that great.
Yeah.
The highlight of that is Castis trying to choke the living shit out of Lily.
But that being said, Dwebs, remember, Satoshi Tajiri was actually a kind of a protege of Miyamoto for a while.
There are no remaining Pokemon.
Yeah, you lost it.
There goes the battle.
You lost, dude.
There you go. Go on those.
That losing sprite, holy cow.
Holy gods!
Gotta get home and get some rest.
Sure.
3 more to go.
All right, moving on.
He leaves, he yells, "Fuck!"
Next up is the scientist. Go on to.
Pokemon research is very extensive.
Is it?
Yeah, it
Meet our scientist, Craig.
Oh my god,
Craig
Craig,
the
you
scientist.
survived! You survived Halo Infinite wiping you.
Get it? Fort Lab, Percy Lab.
Scientist.
Go on
Because
to.
he works. Get it? Because he works in a lab. Okay. This is.
Funny.
I will admit, this. I can't. From what I can remember, this is the first time I've seen where you base part of your nickname based on your place of work, like not your occupation, like your actual physical place where you work. I mean, it'd be like someone who works in a Pokemart called like Vault Mart or Pika Mart, or something like that. Props for some semblance of originality.
Lab it is.
9 Lab.
Also, that with that color scheme given by the nickname, it looks more like a giant Sprigatito.
All right.
Maybe the makers of this game were foreshadowing that.
So I
They
think
were
the
just-
confused Ray just hit you.
I like.
Good. I know he has the evil, glances shining a bit.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Trainer switching Pokemon.
Just another reminder that scientists, especially in anime, are evil. Again, you might be baffled, but I am not convinced about Colress. The guy just fell
Yeah.
in trouble.
It's something that I'm not particularly.
Oh God, Colress. I feel like they're building up to something with that guy.
But
and it's been-
hold on,
how
I
many-
want to say Pedro before I actually mention something. Go ahead.
It's a trope that I'm not particularly fond of. Because when I was a kid, my favorite subject at school was always science. I'm actually one of those kids who would actually read, instead of just doing the schoolwork, I would also go to the library and read more upon said aspects and stuff like that.
Oh la la.
So I'm not particularly fond of the whole scientists are evil trope myself.
It's my personal. Also, to be fair, Pedro, taking the joke aside of 10-year-olds are thrown into the world with no responsibilities whatsoever by the adults, the professors in the game are benevolent scientists that actually entrust you with
Sure.
completing the research.
Yeah,
that
sure.
they have.
Well, I wasn't talking about the Pokemon franchise specifically. I'm talking about the trope in general.
Sure. Like I said, there are exceptions in universe. It's just that that's the thing, Java. Again, the game is trying to pose the idea that Colress seemed to have redeemed from the days of Team Plasma, but there's this kind of ambiguity, like he's having an agenda on his own, he's secretly doing something, and according to Deji, apparently he gets arrested in the black and white anime. There's apparently this amusing shot of him, Getsis, and I think one of the Shadow Triad stuffed in a police van.
I love how Tyranitar's hurt yourself, and the animation is this. Look, he
Slap.
slaps the air and that somehow hurts.
He swung around so much so that he ended up hitting himself.
Of course.
I really like the way Persian is animated, where he licks his claw before striking.
He's like, I'm very dignified in how I do this.
Tough luck, Pedro.
That's okay. I still have more stuff.
Got defeated by a normal type. Tusk.
How embarrassing.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. This scientist just spamming confused Ray left and right. So.
Oh sure,
I mean-
blame the hours, Pedro.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, what do? You often come in with these ultra powerful Pokemon just to wallop on them.
But I'm also joking.
There it is. And look at that.
I love the slap sound effect.
I guess that one Holo does actually look like he's hitting himself more.
Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself.
One of these days I'll have to see if there are English versions of a particular set of comedy movies that were mostly produced by my country. They are very light-hearted in tone and star two people that they essentially are thrown into a particular kind of situations where they resolve by beating the shit out of, by their opponents in a sort of a cartoony fashion, because despite, being essentially violent, they're playing a lot of cartoon sound effects, so it's treated kind of like a live-action cartoon. Logic.
There you go.
Oh la la!
There you go. Now I'm ahead.
Oh, it's Crobat.
I'll go with Crowlab.
Pokemon.
Of course, take the best for last.
Indeed.
To be fair, well, you still have your Lugia, probably got still confused, right?
Mm-hmm. Fortunately, this time I got better luck.
Got better.
Ha! Burn. And yeah, Crowlab goes fast because he has. Oh.
A better eye speed.
Oh. Okay.
Bye.
Sure.
Hurt by it.
Miss.
Could this be it? No, that's
Okay, one thing that I wanted to mention, at the very least, in this game they give you the potential illusion will the attack properly hit or not, because in the sprite game at least, they don't even bother with the attack animation. If it says that it means, they just doesn't even try.
Yeah.
So So there's a bit of minor suspense. Bang.
What's it doing? It's out of it.
And there you go. Fucking confused Ray.
Pokemon made.
Fortunately, I still have my Lugia, so...
Which is super effective anyway against poison, so...
Not to mention he's burned, so I can just be patient and just let him die on his own. But yeah, that's
But no,
yeah.
let's go for
Decided to help him out.
There you go.
Oh la la.
There you go.
It's a battle!
That's the battle. It is indeed, Ted. It is.
It's about to vomit, Jesus. I had a streak of bad luck.
No, you were doing pretty good for quite a bit of that match, my dude.
Out to a hop.
Who's next?
Alright, the next up, I think it's the male cool trainer, I think. Oh no, it's this gear. Go on, Jova.
Do you play any winter sports?
No.
I have to ask Sonic.
I do not.
Who's played winter games on NES?
Not me. Not me, Kathy. I fucking can't stand the cold, so no.
The cold does bother you anyway.
Yeah, the cold does indeed bother me. Yes.
So it would seem.
All
And
right.
I wonder how you would fare up north
Jinao,
here.
Laprow, Slowcow, Pilozao, Mr. Mimau, Furalao,
Okay.
or Low.
Slow cow
Hey,
is
those
something you say
names
to,
rhyme.
as you say in many countries. Low cow is something that you can say to your sister for like hair.
Well, she named the Pokemon while she was snowboarding, but was so focused on it, she kept hitting things and kept going ow. So it was like slow ow, dragon ow, Pika ow.
Maybe she was trying that challenge in Crash Wrath of Cortex, the one where Coco has to use the snowboard.
All right.
Okay.
Let's go with Earthquake.
Also, Ted went for a second like the announcer of Metal Slug. Okay.
Yep. Okay, go.
It increased its evasiveness.
Fucking hate double team.
Most hanging top.
We're talking about double team's the greatest move ever.
Whoops, that missed.
This is gonna be a while.
It's like the edit on the first Lego Island game. Whoops, you had to put the CD up your
White
ass.
hot battle continues.
Okay, fine. I can do this all day.
There it goes. Hit. That inflicted
Cap.
damage.
And of course,
Baton
he
pass.
passes the baton.
Passing the baton to another Pokemon. Oh, it's Lapras.
So so basically this was your strategy. Gotcha. I guess I might as well try out Giga Drain since it's super effective.
What now? Oh,
But yeah.
that's a miss.
And of course, Lapras has Ice Beam.
A furious attack. It's super effective.
Okay,
A hot battle is unfolding.
but
It's funny because she's using more ice-themed monsters.
Missed again.
well, yeah, she's a skier. Usually in the game, skiers use ice Pokemon.
I guess Gen in this case Gen 2, but where do you fight skier, female skier?
In the second to last gym, which is an ice gym, and there's mountains where you can find those trainers here and there.
Yeah, the one where you find Reddit. Yeah, no, I don't remember if that one has trainers or not.
Not to mention till not to mention till before the last gym, there's an ice cave. So okay, come back, Miguel.
You'll be okay.
What Pokemon will appear next?
All right, let's go, Lugia.
Oh, it's Lugia.
Lava Lugia is essentially the last resort. He's like, okay, time to clean up.
Well, just like Mewtwo in the first game. I could have given myself a Mewtwo, but I wanted to just use Gen 2 Pokemon.
Yeah, I get the idea.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Stadium 2, Gen 2.
just bounced off.
Yeah. I'm still waiting for Pokémon Stadium 3.
Well, Pedro, you already got it. It's called Colosseum XD.
Well, that's the thing too. XD completely dropped the Colosseum part of it.
Yeah, in favor of its bizarre campaign.
Well, that's the thing too. Honestly, the campaign was the best thing about Colosseum, so I don't blame them for doing that, to be honest with you.
It's just like you said, it's just bizarre. I didn't know much about the plot, only briefly, but then Genial Animations actually made one of their review, based on their experience of the game, and yeah, shit gets weird.
It does. That's the thing too. Honestly, if you ask me, I think Pokemon games are at their best when they're genuinely trying to do something off the usual formula, to be honest with you.
Well, that's the
So
thing.
like Sun and Moon.
At first,
Sure.
you need to establish what the quote-unquote formula would be, considering they never seem to be super consistent in a lot of elements. For example, Gen 5 pulled the curveball when it comes to both the Evil Team and the relation to the Pokemon League. Gen 7 threw away completely the concept of gyms and the Elite Four, and instead opted for a very more local type of fight and having MMO style boss rushes. It's always there is still a lot of difference depending on a lot of things.
Basically, yeah. Alright.
Cha-ching.
I lost. Oh well, no biggie.
Again,
Here's your badge.
well, at least she's
You can say she's very sportive about her defeat.
definitely. Well, I think it's not the male cool trainer. I'll be this one, I guess. I will be your last opponent. Let's do it. And yes, he has a Mew, just like how the final guy from Prime Cup from the first game also had a Mew. And once again, it's Mew Store. Just again, so it's kind of implied. Remember, the one from the first game was also a cool trainer. So I guess we're supposed to assume that this is the same guy from Stadium 1 returning, because he's using the exact same naming method from the first game. So there you go, the return of Marty, ladies and gentlemen.
Final battle. Which trainer will claim the champion's throne?
Let me guess, Mewtwo? Sorry, not Mewtwo, Mew. Yeah.
How about you free?
That's never gonna happen, loser.
Alright, let's
Can you
go.
imagine if eventually they do go there?
I'm surprised. I'm surprised, considering Forky's love of puns. He didn't try and do that when after the end of the first movie, like, I am no longer Mewtwo. Now I am a Mew free or something
Casper.
It's not like I'm gonna give him ideas. Focus isn't a thing anymore.
Yikes, took it where it hurts, as in critical hit.
What's this? It withstood.
Fortunately, Mew's stats are not exactly great, so...
They're both hanging tough.
Yeah, that's the thing about Mew. Like, for as much as the first movie tries to put him up as the most powerful Pokemon and shit like that, he's not particularly tough. Not really.
It's always like that,
Okay.
Pedro. You and very equivalent are always ramped up as, very powerful. And that's the reason why you're not super available to the trainers and you have special events to actually catch them. But in reality, they don't really seem to be that much, to be honest.
I feel like Mew can be powerful if you give it a good enough moveset. Like Mew's...
If I recall correctly, Mew can actually learn Transform.
Yes, Mew can learn every TM and HM too.
Yes. That is Mew's main gain stick, that it can pretty much learn just about any move.
Mm-hmm.
I love how Tyranitar looks absolutely tiny next to Lugia.
No, they actually did make sure to render every single Pokemon model on the actual proper size according to the Pokédex. So,
Kudos to them on that.
well, to be fair, don't new games also do this? I think.
Sometimes.
Yes. Okay, let me put it like this. we do get the charts showing how big a Pokemon is supposed to be compared to a human and whatnot. As for in the middle of battles, they render them well, but I'm not quite sure it always shows off the size
We still do
difference
get
accurately.
some kind of proportion because with some cases, like say Wailord, they kind of had to.
Little depth.
Yeah. God, you know, they gotta give us a Mega Wailord eventually.
Sorry, Joe, we don't know what these quote-unquote mega evolutions are supposed to be.
But Colress said that they were a thing in Sun and Moon.
That's also
my
the
Pterosaur.
super ironic thing about it, Joe. Almost all the medias are still using gimmicks from the previous generations, Dynamax, you know, Z-moves and Mega Evolutions, except the mainline games. How fucking ironic is that?
That's probably where it hurts the most. Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah, come back.
Alright, obviously not gonna bring in Ho-Ho. Let's just have Lugia finish this off. Alright, Lugia versus Starmie.
Oh, who's gonna win?
There it goes. Drilled out deep.
Oh no! Whatever shall I do? Oh yeah,
That was a glancing blow.
right. My Mewtwo is a special defense tank. So,
Don't you mean your Lugia?
yeah, Lugia, sorry. You're right.
Wow, thunderbolt.
Like, Lugia is basically a reverse. Like, Mewtwo is a special attack demon, whereas Lugia is a special defense tank, basically.
Hooray!
There you go. And that's the entire stadium mode completed.
Marty looks really happy at having lost.
Well, that's what he says. Congratulations, you've conquered the Prime Cup, and that's the most generic line yet. Like,
Again, I'm very easy sportive about it.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Typhlosion, you were here.
Yeah, Typhlosion was
I
here.
never used Typhlosion a single time in these.
Nope. Well, I did bring him to one battle, but I didn't
Just in
actually.
case.
But I didn't actually. I mean, I have Ho-Ho, and you know, Ho-Ho usually serves well for fire purposes. And there's the trophy. Those are some
Great.
big wings.
So now what?
Congratulations, you've won a cup. Good luck.
You might
with your trip.
In true Pokémon Stadium fashion, we unlock one final extra opponent. Let me just leave. Yeah, and we got the Dojo Game Boy, meaning we can now play Pokemon games in triple speed.
Quadruple, it says there.
And oh, the item from the bottom right corner is now open. Versus rival. Rival awaits your challenge.
Rival.
Yes. Well, remember, Tail. Like technically, it doesn't have a name in Gen 2. I mean, if you just hold on. Let me actually read this because I played this guy. He's my favorite rival. I didn't think you'd make it this far. Come on, let's settle this now.
I thought it was gonna be red.
I love how he calls him. I love how he's called Silver.
Well, this is a Gen. Well, this is a Gen 2 game, Tail. So obviously it's the Gen 2 rival. So
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be red because he's the ultimate challenge.
I love how he's called Silver.
We already faced Red, though.
yeah,
I love
true.
how he's called. I love how it's called Silver, even though there's nothing really silvery about him.
Yeah, it's the same reason Blue is called Blue, is because that was the naming
I
convention
know,
they had.
Because were called
Goals.
after colors for some reason.
Yeah.
Then there's Ruby and Sapphire.
So yeah, everybody. Silver, let's just go Silver, I guess. Silver is here, and he will be our final opponent. So,
Oh yeah.
so tune in next
Yeah.
time where we officially put the Pokemon Stadium franchise to bed. See ya.
Yeah.
Yeah.